Let me catch my breath. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Chemically Imbalanced Black Girl Podcast. We're on episode 30 now, which is crazy. I can't believe that. The closer we get, the higher we get in numbers, makes me want to do something special for episode 50. I know I said I was going to wait until episode 100 to do the video version of this podcast, but maybe I'll oh, you know what I'll do? I'm saying I'm gonna do this, and then 2 weeks later it's finna change. But maybe I can do the 50th episode. Okay, so Zaria just can't talk today. That's great. I'm gonna edit that out because that was foolishness. But maybe I'll do the 50th episode on Patreon. Maybe it won't be available on Spotify and stuff like that. It'll only be available on Patreon. Oh my gosh, that's such a good idea, Zaria. I'm probably not gonna do that, but it's a good idea in theory, right? I might do that, guys. But welcome back to the show. If this is your first episode you're clicking on, hi, please stay. We're happy to have you. If you're a long-time listener, hey girl, welcome back. What? I gotta stop saying that because I was just talking to my homeboy Elijah the other day, and I was looking at my analytics on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Do y'all know that there's more men that listen to this podcast than women? The men are beating the women by 20%, which is crazy. Now, if this was already a video podcast, then I can understand because y'all know men just like to look at anything. But since it's not, I'm just okay, boys. I don't know why that had me so hyped. Because I just didn't expect it. And they were winning by 20%. I was like, okay, fellas, what's up? I need to start practicing my deep voice. What's up, niggas? I'm just kidding. Right, let's jump right into the show. I have a very short episode planned for you guys. Just some things that I've needed to get off my chest. Listen, last episode, a couple of y'all, even Mango was the episode was really short, but it was really good. Listen, I be recording for 2 hours, y'all. I gotta keep it neat and sweet. Uploaded the whole 2+ hours that I be recording with no edits, no clean cuts, no nothing. Y'all will be like, this bitch is going on a tangent for 24 hours. I need to keep y'all occupied and entertained. Y'all can't be listening to me for 2 hours talking about some shit that happened when I was 13. You know what I mean? It's just not cute. It's not cute. When I do switch over to the video record, I'm going to make the episodes at least 50 minutes to an hour each. But now that y'all can't see me, y'all don't really need 45 minutes worth of content, right? I upload every Sunday, I feel like Tyrese, what more do you want from me? I'm just kidding. But they be short for a reason, girl, because I be going off. I be saying names on accident, it'd be crazy in here. Right, to start the episode, I just have to get something off my chest because I was having a conversation about this recently and nobody knew what the fuck I was talking about and it stressed me out, okay? So I was in a conversation and we just randomly started talking about our favorite school meals, from elementary to high school, right? And in high school, I didn't eat a lot of school lunch. I just ate hot chips every day and I went to the library. I think I told y'all that a couple episodes back that I never ate in a lunchroom. I usually just ate my shit in the library. And it was either a leftover sub that I had for dinner, or I just got hot chips from the cafeteria and bought them bitches back to the library. But, what was I talking about? Yeah. So I randomly got into this conversation. We were talking about our favorite school lunches. And of course, everybody was saying the school pizza, the bagel bites, the chicken sandwich, the nachos, right? The classics that you get in school, right? But when I mentioned mine, everybody was looking at me like I went to school in fucking Turkey or something. I was like, y'all don't know what I'm talking about. And granted, I did go to school in Fayetteville, North Carolina and Virginia Beach, Virginia. So, and now I'm in Florida. So niggas probably don't even know what I'm talking about for real. I don't know. I thought all schools in America got their shit from the same factory. I don't know, y'all. But listen, my favorite school, it wasn't even lunch. I think they served it in breakfast. But it was this cake pastry, right? It was cut into a rectangle or a square, depending on if your cafeteria ladies was fucking with you that day. And it was soft and it was warm and it had icing on it, right? And it was kind of this pale brown, this light brown color. Not oh my gosh, I'm already fumbling the explanation. It was a cake, but it was also, maybe like it was like a school version of a toaster strudel, because it was warm and it was soft and it had icing on it. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about, and I can feel y'all like heads tilting. Just see the confusion already. Everybody listening to this, if you know what I'm talking about, please DM me, message me, find me, and tell me that you know what I'm talking about, because I'm not even gonna lie. Before I knew I was going to talk about this on the podcast, because y'all know I write down everything I want to talk about, I was Googling the fuck out of pictures to like back up, because I was going to, pop in a little picture and like, this is what I'm talking about. Or like go to my Instagram so you can see the picture that I'm talking about. I couldn't even find a picture to make what I'm saying true. So now everybody just think that I'm making up some like little funky ass pastry dish that they used to give us in middle school, when I'm not. It used to be a thing and it was delicious. I used to eat it every chance I got. I used to literally go to breakfast. I used to leave my friends in the morning in middle school to Naruto run to the cafeteria to grab one of them little toaster strudel things. And it came in like that little paper, that little white and red checkerboard paper cup. Y'all know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm not explaining this shit to y'all no more. Getting me so frustrated from the first time I had this conversation, because I know I'm not explaining it well. I know I'm not. But I just need somebody to just automatically know what I'm talking about. I need somebody to share that experience with me and be like, oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. They're called this. I had to get that. I just had to put that on here because that conversation lasted like 45 minutes and then what made it worse is like while I was having this conversation in person, I was trying to like Google pictures of it still, and nothing was helping. They even tried to Google it. It was like, well, what is it called? I don't know what it's called. I don't know. I don't know what it's called. Just understand what I'm talking about. So like I said, if anybody has been to school in Virginia or North Carolina, please tell me that you know what I'm talking about. Or even if you haven't been to school in any of those states and you think you know what I'm talking about, please tell me. Because I feel like it's a fever dream at this point. Like, did I make it up or did I really eat it? Like, did they really serve this in school? Because nobody knows. And I'm sad about that. Also, what's y'all's favorite school meal? Because when people, I'm not gonna lie, when I understand the pizza was hitting, especially if you got there early and it was hot and it was warm and it didn't get that stiff cheese effect, that shit, and it's the cheese still pulled, that shit was hitting. But when people was like the chicken sandwich, the cheeseburger, and the nachos, I was like, oh, y'all school must have been doing it real good, because I'm pretty sure the chicken on our chicken sandwich wasn't even chicken, nor was the cheeseburger made of cow. So yeah, I just didn't understand that. And I'm not gonna lie, one time I was in foster care and they tried to enroll me in school. I'm going on a tangent, but listen, I went to school in this foster home for like maybe a week. Y'all, I don't even know where I was. I don't even know what state I was in. I was so young. I don't know. I don't remember. But y'all, this cafeteria had like a Pizza Hut station. They had milkshakes and shit. They had like a little, y'all know them things at the ice cream parlors where you pull the handle down and like ice cream comes swirling out. Y'all, they had one of those. I was like, where the fuck am I? Oh, I remember now. Okay, I remember where I was. A lot of episodes back, actually, I told y'all about me staying with this one foster family who had one biological daughter. She was a little white girl, little white family. They were sweet, except for the daughter. This little girl tried to kill me every chance she get, and I'm not even joking, y'all. Like, I was too young to, like, bathe myself. She would, like, push my head down in the toilet. Not in the toilet, that's crazy. In the tub, and, like, try to drown me. And then they had a pool. That's how I knew that family was living lavish. They had a pool. Every time we'd be outside, she'd like push me in the pool knowing I can't swim. Is that racist? Yes. I don't even know what that girl doing right now. I promise you, I bet you all the money I make in my life, she in jail. Because why are you raising a tyrant? I never understood why she was so damn evil, because the parents were lovely. They were lovely little white people. And they were just raising a terrorist. I don't understand why she hated me so much. I just couldn't get it. But yeah, that school was fire. I was like, pizza, milkshakes. Damn, I'm trying to stay with y'all. Like, what's up? But obviously I had to leave because their daughter was a maniac. So yeah. Okay, speaking of a lavish life, y'all, that really just wonderfully glides me into the next topic I want to tell y'all about. So y'all know how when like famous people who had really like hard childhoods or just really bad lives before they became famous, and then they blow up, and they get that question, like maybe in an interview or whatever, about like, would they change anything about their, childhood or life before the fame? And like literally everybody says like, nah, I wouldn't change it. I don't forget where I came from, or If I didn't go through that stuff then, it wouldn't have made me the man or the woman I am today. Oh, I have always felt so, I don't know if the word is guilty or like embarrassment, because I think the exact opposite. Like, if given the smallest fucking opportunity, I'd change very close to everything about how I was raised, how I grew up. Like, I would absolutely love to see another version of me that didn't grow up like abused, broke, sad. Like, you know what I mean? The other version of me is probably flourishing like hell right now. And I would just love to have had that. I would have loved to be a part of that. This whole get it out of the mud mindset is really like uncomfortable for me, especially when for some people, the mud is just like brown glue and they don't even have the luxury of knowing that, because their entire life is based on the grind don't stop. Like, niggas literally die grinding. Like, it never stops, nigga. Like, you know, like I said, at this point, the mud is just glue. Like, it has always made me so uncomfortable. For example, I know for a fact that this podcast is going to be successful. I know it for a fact. I've dreamt about it. It's going to come true. Give me 2 to 4 years, and this is for sure going to be my main source of income. I already know that, right? When that happens, I know eventually there's going to be that question where, you know, someone asks, would I change anything about the journey that led me here? And I'm going to disappoint a lot of motherfuckers when I say literally the entire journey, like the whole thing, throw it away. Give me something else. That's such an abnormal opinion to have, especially because all the things that like I wish I never experienced, or the things I wish I never went through, are literally the reason this podcast is going to be that successful, because it's relatable and it feels safe and it's emotional and it's almost like sacred, right? Like, there's this big little support group we have for each other, specifically for each other, that's just growing, you know, larger and larger. And that's beautiful. And that's exactly the goal that I want for me in this show. But what I'm trying to say is I never want it to be relatable in that sense. I never want it to be relatable in this way, especially since these days where the main 2 things that make you relatable is being broke or depressed. You know what I mean? So this is not the way I would have chose to connect with people if I could have written my life, right? But since it's the only way I can, and it seems to be the only thing that I'm like naturally good at, you know, I'm just going in deep. Pause. Hear it all the time in celebrity interviews where they say, you know, not to take anything away from my childhood, or I'm not saying that, you know, I don't appreciate my childhood, you know, even though it was hard, it got me to be, you know, who I am today. I'm pretty sure that without all of that trauma and abuse and neglect, that, you know, I might not have gone down this exact same path, or I might not be going down this exact same path with this podcast, but I'm pretty sure I'd still be okay. Like, I'm pretty sure I would be successful in another fucking way, because no, get me wrong. Like I just said, I love the fact that I could reach out to so many people. Like I said, there's people in London listening to this, there's people in Asia, there's people all over the United States listening to this podcast, and it makes me so happy that I can reach out to so many Black women that have been through the same thing. Gotten so many long DMs and messages about, you know, people's experiences and how, you know, we basically have the same life story. But the same way I wouldn't have chose that life for me if I was in charge is the same way I wouldn't have chose that life for any of y'all. You know what I mean? But since it's something that we have in common, we might as well fucking talk about it, and we might as well have a good time while we talk about it. Y'all understand what I'm trying to say? Like, it's not what I would have chosen, so I'm just making the best out of it. Like, any other background, any other childhood, I would have sufficed just as well. You know what I'm saying? I just looked at my notes for this episode. This episode is so sad. Like, what is happening? I'm not even gonna lie, y'all. I've been so sad recently. Like, and I'm gonna tell you about that in the next topic that I talk about. But my mood has been like very low. Like, your girl hadn't been to the gym in like 5 days. Oh, yeah, like 5 days. I've just been mentally like not there. And my next topic is gonna like get you a little bit of insight on why I've been so damn sad. So, my mom said something to me recently that really hurt my feelings, right? And I'm going to tell y'all what she said, like, as soon as it stopped hurting my feelings. Maybe it'll be this episode. Maybe it'll be 3 episodes from now. We'll never know, all right? Maybe I'll say it while I'm explaining, You know why it hurt my feelings. But listen, if you're a long-time listener, you know that when I have like conversations with people and they get like a really big emotion out of me, whether it's anger, whether it's sadness, whether it's embarrassment, I like take that and I like start to internalize it and overthink, and I make it my problem to be like, why did that have such a big impact on your emotions, right? I do that every single time. Literally anytime anybody gets something out of me, I'm just like, well, why did you make that bigger? Even if it wasn't my fault, even if the reaction I had is absolutely like solid and reasonable and, you know, it's justified, I still take it out on myself because that's just what the fuck I do. Doing that this particular time made me, I don't know, just think about something. So I've said this before, that I know there's a couple people that are adopted or were just orphans from birth. Shout out to y'all. If you're new here, I am adopted. So I was thinking, so when you're adopted or an orphan, you automatically, and sometimes you unknowingly have this fear and this mindset that you're like not wanted, right? And I've said this before. It's not situational, and it's not like depending on the person. You just believe that you as a being, like you as a thought, are not like wanted. You're not like worthy of being wanted, right? That you were born given away, right? You were just born to be the definition of mistreated and shit like that. And I still have a lot of that in me, right? Even though I'm like, you know, slowly working through it and getting, you know, all that shit. I know for a fact, because a good amount of percentage of that mindset is still in me, that is a sliver of the reason why I could never have kids and get married, even though that's not a desire that I have right now. So that has a lot to do with it. I just don't want to. But it takes a certain type of self, like it's like a certain amount of self-knowing to know things about yourself that if you were to make a huge life decision, you know you wouldn't be good at it, or like you know that you just shouldn't make this life decision, right? You should, it's knowing so much about yourself that you're like, I personally should not do that. Because I have this self-sabotaging mentality of nobody wants me, you know, nobody has ever wanted me. I would think that the entire marriage was like a burden to my husband. And literally all I would be able to think about is how unlucky my children are for having me as a mom. And even though that might even not be the truth, it's just something that I would put myself through constantly every single day, because I haven't got myself out of that mindset yet. I haven't grown enough as a person, or I haven't healed enough as a person to get myself out of that mindset and actually care for my children and be there for my fucking husband. One time, me and my mom were having a conversation. This isn't the story about when she hurt my feelings. Like, I'm probably not even going to say it this episode for sure, because it still hurt my feelings. But one time we were having a conversation, and we were talking about like my birth mom and stuff. And we were talking about my birth mom and my biological sister. Y'all know that I don't talk to my biological sister. And my mom was like, I just don't understand how you could not talk to, you know, someone that you grew up with, you know, a little bit, you know, someone that I just don't understand how you couldn't talk to your family member. He told y'all about my mom. My mom grew up with like 8 sisters. Christian, like very strict, you know, household, very, very like stuck in the mindset of like in the when was she born? I don't fucking know. 70s, 60s, I don't know. She's very like old school Christian, like by the book ass Christian, right? Like, oh girl. So me and her have views on life and just about everything, honestly. We have 2 total opposites, like opinions on life and just views and everything. Telling her, you grew up with sisters that you were close to. They even still talk to this day, right? Y'all all are very close in age, very tight-knit to each other. And I understand that. You couldn't imagine going a day without talking to at least one of them. I get that. I wasn't born with that. I was born given away. I was born with no knowledge of what a family is supposed to look like, no knowledge of how family is supposed to make you feel, and how supported you're supposed to be by family, right? And I told her, I don't crave family. Like, if you guys would have never adopted me, I would have been okay. And for a long time, you know, when they were first trying to adopt me, I didn't want to go. I'm not even gonna lie. And I told them that. I was like, I don't want to go because I don't trust adults. I don't want a family. I just leave me here until I age out and I'll do this shit called life on my own. For a long time, I didn't want to go with them. That's because my my opinion on life had already been warped, right? So since I was probably like 9 or 10, I've just never wanted a family because I was like, that's not what my life is going to look like, right? I grew up with a abusive mom. She was a drug addict. She shouldn't have had as many kids as she had, and I'm the third one. You know what I mean? So my, views on life and family were just fucked up. So I was like, I don't want none of that. What I want to do is I want to travel. I want to have hella animals, and I just want to be by my fucking self, right? I think that hurt my mom's feelings a little bit because I can see how she got the idea of me thinking that I wasn't grateful for them adopting me, even though she shouldn't think that because every day I give them props. Like, if it wasn't for y'all, I'd probably be a crackhead. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I joke around with that. I joke around like that with him all the time. So even though I could tell it slightly hurt her feelings, I don't think she went off the deep end and thinking like, I don't appreciate being adopted or I don't love them, because that's crazy. But I know she does feel bad for me because there's nothing and I both know that there's nothing she could do or say to make me this family ass bitch, like to make me want kids, to make me want a husband, to make me want a life surrounded by people who genuinely love me and care for me. Like, to me, all of that is going to feel fake because I'm not used to it, right? Because I just that's not what happy means to me. Like, if I don't know, y'all. Like, I don't know. I suck at explaining like my thoughts and shit like that, but I hope y'all understand what I mean by that. When you're born with this idea of like how life should work, it's really hard to get out of that mindset of like, this is not how my life is going to be, right? So growing up not seeing like a married couple with kids, running around saying they love each other, support each other. Like, my blood family is probably the top 5 worst families known to man. And I know that's a crazy thing to say, but it's true. Them motherfuckers are crazy, mentally ill, and unstable as fuck. Like, it's wild. It's wild as fuck, y'all. So to grow up adopted out of that type of family, who else is surprised that I'm not a real big family bitch? You know what I'm trying to say? You know what I mean? That's it, y'all. See, I said this episode was going to be short, and I've been recording for 45 minutes already. But today's episode wasn't even a real episode, y'all. I just wanted to do like a little rant, get some shit off my mind, and just see if y'all could relate to any of the things that I'm going through, like, mentally, because your girl is really going through it, and I don't know what to do about it. Like, all I can do is talk about it and hope that it connects something for somebody else, or somebody else can relate to it. So that's it, y'all. All right, guys. So let's get into the Am I the Asshole of this week. Now, this one is just funny to me because, I don't know, y'all, when I be picking these Am I the Assholes, I be so weak at the stories because some of the audacity is just crazy. And then, like, some of them you can tell when the person is black or not. Like, some of them be some of them just be crazy. I have so much fun picking them because most of the time I pick them because I can give a good, like, devil's advocate decision on both sides. And this is another one. So here we go. This one says, am I the asshole for leaving my brother's girlfriend out of my baby shower? I'm a 20-year-old female. I had my son about a month ago. I live with my mom and decided to have the baby shower after giving birth. The baby shower was held at our mom's house, and I just wanted close family. My brother, who's 28, and his girlfriend, who's 26, have been together 5 years. They live together out of state from us, so we only get to see them a couple times a year. I sent an invite to my brother, obviously. In the shower, I made shirts for family members that said mom, dad, grandma, etc. I thought it would be cute for the photos. I had an uncle shirt made for my brother, and he brought his girlfriend with him. I didn't have a shirt for her. They're not married, so I didn't think to make a shirt that said aunt for her, or include her in any of the family photos. Once the shirts were handed out, she sat in the living room alone and was on her phone. It was awkward. I didn't let her hold the baby because her body language was off during the party and my brother was accommodating her half the time. I barely got to spend any time with him. He was free to eat and join the games, but she didn't seem interested, and they ended up leaving early to go to her dad's, who lived in the same city. The night passed. My mom called my brother to ask what was up, and my brother said his girlfriend was very upset and felt excluded, like she wasn't a part of the family. But the party was literally for my newborn son, and now it turned into drama. Am I the asshole? My opinion on this story is 100% she's actually the asshole. I don't think I've ever done one of these where the person isn't the asshole. Because, like, why would you do shit like this? Now, you're the asshole throughout this whole story. But the last part really, like, just sinks your teeth into the asshole of it all. Because it says, party was literally for my newborn son, and now it turned into drama. So if the party was for your newborn son, why did you spend the whole party worried about your boyfriend's girlfriend? Like, that's the part I don't understand. Like, you didn't mention one time in this whole story that your son, like, the party went great. Like, your son got so many gifts. Like, you didn't mention one happy thing about your son. All you was worried about was your brother's girlfriend. And another thing, this Am I the Asshole says, I'm 20 years old. So the person who wrote this story is 20 years old. My boyfriend and his girlfriend have been together for 5 years. So this bitch been in your life since you were 15 years old, and you still don't consider this bitch close family because she's not married to your boyfriend. Get the fuck out of here. Or bitch, are you married? Is the nigga that's let me not violate. But like, that's a genuine question. Or is the motherfucker that you having a baby with your husband? You've 20, and I can only imagine or hope that this nigga is also somewhere around that age. You know what I mean? Are you motherfuckers married? Bitch, I've been knowing you since you was damn near 14. You can talk about some, you can't come. Bitch, I live with your brother. Then you said they live out of state together, so we only get to see them every once in a while. So every time you see your brother, bitch, you see me. I am your close family. That would have pissed me. I would have said something. I'm like, cause is there beef? You only want a close family. Me and your brother ain't been dating for 6 months. Bitch, I have known you for 5 years. That's half a fucking, like, what's up? At the end, to say it turned into drama and not I made it drama is crazy, because, bitch, everybody, like, was happy until you started divvying up, the respect and shit. It's like, oh, well, you can't be in the pictures. Because if you don't like me, just say that. Right? I could assume that if you liked me, you could have been like, well, you can't be in the pictures where we all got this shirt on because I don't want it to, like, clash and shit, and I want everybody to have the same shirt on. But bitch, man, you could pick it up. Like, we could take a bunch of pictures together when all these photos are done. Then to not let her hold your baby, it's just like, cause what she say? Cause her fucking said I didn't let her hold the baby cause her body language is off. Bitch, I wonder why her body language is off. You don't want her to be there. Like, what? How else would you think her body language is gonna be? I don't want to hold your funky ass baby anyway. I only came here because my nigga here. And he thought that you thought that I could come. And this is how I know that she decided that it was only going to be close family and friends when she popped up. Because she says, I sent an invite to my brother, obviously. So that means on the invite, it just said his name on it. But you didn't specify if it was only him coming, and if they live together, and if she been with him for 5 years, automatically he bringing his girlfriend. Now, if in the letter you would have said, Brandon, this invite is only specifically for you. Had there been like a group chat discussion about, I only want family members basically to be at this bitch, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have bought his girlfriend. And I'm pretty sure she would have mentioned in the story that she told niggas several times not to bring your girlfriends, not to bring your boyfriends. I only want y'all. She would have definitely mentioned that in the story had that been that. But you just thought that he was going to leave his girlfriend of 5 years at the house and come to your baby shower. The way I would have snatched my fucking gift back. And I'm glad they left early. Because, bitch, fuck you and this goddamn party. That's why you having it after birth. I don't know how that's a dig, but just to me it is. Because, like, don't play in my face like that. That's crazy. But then on the other end, y'all know I got to play devil's advocate. I can understand. That's actually happened to me before. I didn't go. Somebody I was talking to at the time, his brother was having a baby shower. And his brother's girlfriend was just like, I don't want no outside bitches or outside people at this function. This is about me and my baby. And it was going to be the first time I was meeting his whole family. So it would have been a whole thing. She was like, bitch, I want this day to be about me and my kid. Don't bring that bitch to this house. And when he told me that, I was like, all right, cool. I'm not going. You know what I mean? So I understand the want to have it just be personal family. But to say that bitch is not your personal family is where I just cannot get on your side. Like, that bitch, that is close family. What would be the difference if they was married? If they been together for 2 years and was married? Like, what? Somebody had been in my life since I was 15 years old. Now I'm 20 and having my own baby. You don't consider that a bit? bet I can't even talk. I'm so irritated. Like, I can't even do devil's advocate for real, because her points just don't make sense. Like, this is just a petty ass, shady ass bitch. Like I said, if you don't like her, just say that, because none of that was necessary. But y'all let me know. I'm gonna post this on TikTok, and y'all let me know what y'all think, because I thought I could do, like, give both sides, but, like, I can't, because I just can't. The logic and the facts are just not adding up. Okay, guys, that's the end of the episode. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We are on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and you know your girl's on TikTok. Let's make this podcast the podcast, okay, y'all? I want to hear you talk about it in the streets. 5 stars if you're feeling frisky, and 5 stars even if you're not. All the beautiful music in this episode is by the amazing Zoe Marie. Zoe's music can be found on all streaming platforms, so please go listen and love it just like I do. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.